start every
Perfect. Let's
captain's
go. Let's
corner.
get it started.
We're gonna start every captain's corner like Lil Wayne used to start his songs.
Meanwhile, you guys do that. I'll drink a low-calorie beer. Only
Yes.
3.6 carbs and 95 calories.
There we go.
All
What is it called?
Dogfish head.
Oh,
Slimy.
I was about to say dogfish.
right,
Believe
so
it or
let's
not.
get started. Welcome,
go, man.
gentlemen. Welcome to the new segment of Done Deal called Captain's Corner.
Yo,
I'm
yo.
Christian Dominguez. We got Kevin Nunez, and we got Jordan Rivera. Our little
Yo.
segment. We're gonna give you a recap of every week. Kevin is going to be able to do his pick'ems. We'll do draft analysis, our next week predictions. We'll do a start 'em or sit 'em segment, and just our
Stardom,
take
sit 'em,
on
I like that.
our take on Done Deal and how we feel about it and how we feel about the season as it progresses. Kevin, you want to start for the rooks, the people who don't know you, give them a little bit about yourself, tell them, I guess, your experience and how you made it into a Done Deal.
Well, I'm vocal enough for people to know me already, even if they've never met me. So I talk probably the most shit out of everybody. And I try my best to back it up, but a lot of times I don't. I'm not as physically gifted as Jordan and Chris, but, I'm a tryhard. So that's how it goes with me. But I found out about Done Deal through two of my closest friends, lifelong family friends, Ray Martinez and Brett Witt. I've known those guys for basically all my life. They knew that I played flag football, and they hit me up, and they're like, hey, we have this league. We're going to try to get it. So actually, I shouldn't be saying this, but they're like, we're going to try to get it so that we all tank, and Brett becomes a captain and drafts you, and then drafts your brother.
Wow. So there was some collusion. There was collusion during the season.
Draft your brother in tier 3, and then get Ray in tier 4, because that was my original flag football team, was us 4. And we used to play in a lot of different tournaments, and obviously it was not as good of competition, but we used to win all of them. We went like 3 years undefeated. But obviously it was the competition was different because it was, in my Jehovah's Witness days where I was playing these tournaments and stuff like that. But long story short, Brett had the opportunity to get the first pick, and he thought that I was going to drop. And I told him I wasn't, that Ricky was going to pick me up, and the rest is history. I came into Done Deal that year, and I fell in love with it. Ricky drafted me. We went undefeated with the Browns, and it was a fun season. And then, the big dogs came in the following season, although there was some great ballers that season that I started.
Okay,
How about you, Jordan? How'd you find out about it?
Well,
yeah, Jordan.
I actually found out
start
about it
like
through
you.
one of my good friends, and at their wedding was when I was introduced to some of the commissions of Done Deal,
Hey. I know
and it
you're
was actually Kevin Nunez's wedding.
Hey.
No, but yeah, I was told about this league because I've been playing football for flag for a while. So Kevin approached me. I think it was on your cruise. You told me about it, or just before it.
Yeah.
And you were telling me you were gonna introduce me to some people at your wedding, and one thing led to another, and I joined. And I mean, if you love flag, you love Done Deal, because everything, it gives you everything you want: stats, reports. Like, I love all that.
Don't
Like,
jump segment
no, but I mean,
yet. Don't jump
like,
sec yet. All
I
right.
fell in love with it off rip. So I mean,
Yeah.
but that's how I got into it.
Man.
This is my second season. My team made it to the playoffs, but unfortunately I wasn't there during the playoffs, so we didn't make it as far as we could. And looking to get back there this year.
I think we can all
Kevin,
agree that Done Deal, we wouldn't do a segment like this for Red Zone. We would never do a segment like this for Lewis's league. We do this because we actually like this league, so it's a big difference.
Lewis doesn't care. That's another thing.
So Christian, yeah.
Yeah, and Andre and the
My
rest
name's
of the
Christian, playing flag football for a minute. All right, so my name's Christian, playing flag football for a minute. I've actually known Kevin Jordan for quite some time, been able to play with both of them. Kevin was actually the one who showed me Done Deal. I think we were playing Wednesdays or something like that, and he's like, "Oh, you should take part in this done deal league I'm in.
He
You
would
gotta
talk
wait
shit about all of
till
them.
yeah, it's invite only, and like I'm the MVP. I've got 50 something touchdowns, blah blah blah. I made this much money, and then like he's telling us this while we're all like busting our ass, killing ourselves for like belts and a T-shirt that we have like 20
Yeah,
of. So I was like, bro,
that's
I
true.
don't even know
Actually
the
just came
I
in.
don't I don't know I don't know the competition. I don't know where it's at, but the fact that you're playing for money trumps this belt and football and T-shirt that I've been playing for the 8 years. Kevin was the one that brought me in, and I'm a done dealer as long as this thing keeps going. Because honestly, it's brought back another love for flag football that Red Zone
Took away.
easily killed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what makes
yeah.
it special,
So
man.
for
And
sure.
we
So
can
I
all
let's
say that affinitively, We can all say that
yeah,
Lewis just
what
sucked the life.
sucks out of it. Yeah, I would say last season I came in as a Red Zone guy. But fuck that title. I like to be a done dealer. I'm a veteran now. I'm a sophomore or whatever you want to call it. No more red zone guys. Hell no. I'm not
You,
with that
you gotta
Yes,
wait
sir.
for year three. Year three is when you stop being called a red zone guy. No, I'm just kidding. They still call
Oh,
us.
bro, this is your third year, right?
They actually this is my fourth year. This is my fourth
You're
year.
you're Kevin.
I did a basketball season as well, so this is considered my fourth season.
I'm actually
I
looking
won a
forward to that.
championship. I won a championship in basketball too. If you guys want to take it to the court, I'll take you guys and ball you up. Take you on to
What tier were you in basketball?
Oh, I was the last tier. I was
Oh,
like
yeah?
yeah, I was tier 5. I was tier 5. But hey, we won a championship, man. I don't care. That's
Hey,
all.
there you go. That's all that matters.
And
That was the
Emerson was
first
tier
segment.
1. Emerson's one of the best
Yeah.
basketball players out there.
I was actually seeing some of the stats.
This guy,
Yeah, he's real good. So what segment do you want to start with, man? Let's get it going. I'm excited.
um,
You guys want to do
I
a
mean,
draft
we
recap
kind
or
of
week
hit the
one
done deal
recap?
we kind of hit the topics of the done deal red zone thing. I think we're all in agreement. Done deal trumps red zone. In pretty much every aspect. The people that are out there, just the organization, what they bring to the table. I mean, it's a way better product. The person that's invested in it, Andres, gives us way more
They
than
care more. They
Lewis
care
does.
more.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is more of a players' league, where red zone is more of a pay for Lewis's players to go
Yep.
to Texas and stuff kind of league. So it's pretty dope. I think, like I said, we're all in agreement. So let's start with our next topic, and let's go.
Can I
let's
say
go with
something
the
real quick
draft.
before we continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I find funny, and I implemented it in a tournament that I threw once. It's crazy how there's less argument when you
Go to your
have
place. No,
people. What happened? It's crazy how you
no,
have
talking to Bruce.
argument when you have players reffing than there is designated refs. I feel like it's way more respectable. I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like I've gotten less fleeced in player reffing than I've gotten fleeced in like actual legit refs reffing. I don't know why. I guess it's like a level of accountability, but that's one of the things that makes me love Done Deal as well. And that's something that
Yeah,
also
And it's also you have
100%.
6-7 reps on the
fact
field.
that
You know what I'm saying? They see every angle of the field.
that's
Not
true.
in red zone where you have fucking Charlie who got the 7, and then you got fucking some other guy on the other side, and then a play happens all the way down the field. Charlie ain't running down the field. Charlie ain't gonna see if that guy's foot's in. Sorry to pick on Charlie, but like they don't move,
Mhm.
bro. You got a guy in the back behind the quarterback. You got a guy in the defensive backfield. You got 2 guys on the sideline. You got a guy keeping stats. You got everybody. You got like 7 reps on the field, and it gives you a more true product of the game. If you get cheated out of a play, hopefully they do see it. They're more likely to see it then. And people in that league just straight up care. That's
What do you
really,
think?
that's really what it is.
Yeah,
People,
I think
Bruce
that's the
wants to be the
biggest
star
thing.
of the show today.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest. Yeah, right. This guy wants to be involved in everything. I think that's the biggest thing, bro. The fact that you're actually playing and you can't really fuck anyone over because those are the people that are gonna ref your game next.
Yeah.
Makes you holds you accountable. So when Charlie, when Red, when Yellow, when all the other dudes are out there reffing, they're there for the check. Whether they blow the call or not, whether they're paying attention or not, doesn't really matter to them. So they kind of develop this "I don't give a fuck" attitude, which then ruins the game because instead of playing the game, I gotta worry about Charlie scrolling through Instagram as opposed to counting 7 yards. That really makes a difference because
You get away with murder in that league.
I can focus on playing football and not having to focus on, is Charlie's fat ass jogging down the field or not,
I like it a lot.
But, all right. We got next segment, draft. You guys want to talk pre-COVID drafts? Or we just talk?
I wasn't a part of that one, so I can't touch on that.
Honestly, I think pre-COVID draft, what's done is done. I feel like we should focus on, the season that's in.
Yeah, that's here.
My old team, but we got to focus on the one that's upcoming.
Right.
Okay. All right. So let's jump into this season's draft. Let's go ahead. You guys want to do it by pick, or should we just go ahead and analyze the teams?
Go by team.
I'm
Go by
okay with-
team, and then say the picks in order.
Yeah.
So we'll go Marshall. Who was it? Matt.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And then
So
let's go.
ahead and
Let's
do
go
that.
like this, Kevin, because I also want your opinion. We could do it later, but how you did your pick 'em, how you did your draft grades, and then what you saw after week 1, if anybody changed your mind.
Well, I could do that in the middle of this because, to be honest, there's.
All right, then let's do it like that. Then I just wanted to pitch it to you like that because.
Let's start with the first pick of the draft. We got who?
Okay, so then let's do that. Chris will read off the teams, and then you read off your grade for each team.
Go ahead.
All right,
You
so
know
let's
them
go.
off
We're
the
gonna
top of
start
your
off
head?
with the Panthers. I got them right here. The Panthers. Number 10 captain. Marshall was the number 10 captain, correct?
No,
Or is
he
it
was
you?
number 10, but he picked first. That's the slot that he fell to. I was number 10.
Okay, so let's go with Marshall. Marshall had the first pick of the draft. And he went with, pretty much the obvious choice for those who weren't trying to play quarterback, and Matt. Then he followed with Marin, Andres, and then Kenny. So we got a team of Marshall, Matt, Marin, Andres, and Kenny. So what do you guys think? How do you guys feel he drafted? I'm just gonna start off, Rip. Before I even knew Marshall, the word around the street was he couldn't draft for shit. That was just through the grapevine what the word on the street was. A little birdie told me this guy couldn't draft, and I felt like the jokes that were constantly made were this guy can't draft, this guy can't draft, this guy can't draft. And sure enough, his second pick, I was like, yeah, I don't know you, dude, but you can't draft for shit. So, Kev, what do you think? Panthers, your opinion?
I'm gonna take
And, what you
I'm gonna
see.
take a quote from my boy Stephen A. Smith. Andres and Marin are really good friends of mine. I love those guys. But it's a terrible. Honestly, I'm trolling. But in all seriousness, I think
It was a reach.
I'm gonna start off with Marshall first. I think Marshall is talent. I know people shit on him and talk a lot about him. He just hasn't been given an opportunity and been coached. But Marshall has a lot of the intangibles that you look for that are intangibles of a tryhard. Me and Jordan physically are not Top Gun talents, and I'm sure that Jordan can agree with this. But what we do bring to the field that, we don't bring with our skill set is, our drive. And I know Marshall is the type of person that has a lot of drive to match that skill set because he does have really good skill sets. And, comboing that with Matt, and honestly, I thought Matt was a bad pick. But the fact that, I was looking at him, he was making a lot of people miss. He was making plays, and, he may have proven me wrong. The only thing that doesn't convince me about this team is how slow they are 3 through 5. Marin as tier 3, Andres is tier 4, and Kenny as tier
Kenny?
5. Just not sold. I'm not sold on it. But I think with Marshall and Matt, I think it may be enough to get them into a playoff spot.
So Marsh hadn't seen him, but played him this weekend, and he's athletic. And he surprised me. He can move. I just think he's polished. Like you said, he just maybe hasn't been given the opportunity. I'm not sure who he played with, if he plays flag football outside of Dundee, but like he has the athletic ability, but then he doesn't have like those little things that you learn from playing top gun all the time, you know? So I think just if he's given the right opportunity, I think playing with Matt is very smart. I honestly started my flag football career with Matt as my quarterback. So I had just gotten back from college. I didn't really know one. Hollywood, I don't know if you guys know Hollywood. Jonathan Alvarez hit me, one of my good friends from Ferguson. He's like, look, I'm playing on this team. You should. Went out there, and then it was me, Matt, which his name's actually Victor, me, Matt, and Hollywood, and it was kind of our team. So I played with him. I was really close to him. Pre-COVID, he was my first draft pick. And if he was there, I probably would have picked him too. I like how he plays the game. I like how he's competitive. We actually tied with them. I got into that game probably a little bit more baked than I wanted to be. I didn't warm up, but I kind of looked over them. I was like, man, they don't have Marshall. I was like, they don't have Marshall. It's Matt and these little guys. Like, I wasn't worried. And from that first snap, Matt took over the game. He was like, it doesn't matter if we're missing Marshall or not, we're going to compete. And he fired those dudes up, and they were competing. 3-1. 3-1 to those dudes. I was like, I got to turn up. Because this guy came out ready to play. And then Kenny had a pick on me. Marin and Andres were.
You tied that game, correctly?
Receivers.
Yeah, they tied.
Yeah.
They tied, so you were down 3-1
Matt,
without Marshall?
3-1, yeah.
They were down 2-0 at one.
Without Marshall?
Yeah, without Marshall. Honestly, nothing against Marshall, but once Marshall got there, I felt like
that's the sign of a captain right there, bro. If you could pick up the people around you, you know. That's why Joan is so valuable in this league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he puts people in position. My bad.
No, you're good. Once Marshall got there, Matt kind of went away from spreading the ball, and he targeted Marshall a little too much. And at that point, it was just me versus Marshall, and that's a matchup I'll take any day. But when he was spreading the ball, they were doing well. So I agree with you. 3 to 5 is a little rough. If Matt can really use Andres and Marin when Marshall is matched up against another captain that can, pretty much like cancel each other out, I think they'll be a good team. I just think they need to do something defensively because Marin and Andres aren't keeping up with other.
Chris, I have a question for you. So, 1-2 punch, Marshall and Matt, Jordan and Alpha. Who do you take?
But you're doing quarterback, receiver, and 2 receivers?
1-2 punch for done deal. You have to pick 2 people that are more effective together.
I say Matt.
With 2 hands.
I say Matt and Marshall. Just because I feel like Matt offers more offensively. And on the defensive side. Alvarito is a great offensive threat. That guy looks so lost on defense, it's not even funny. And then, like I said, I feel like if you eliminate, and he proved it, if you take out Marshall, Matt can lead a team. I think Matt is in contention to be like a team that you can trade his captain out, and I think he'll step up and fill the captain role, and he'll make trades that will benefit his team, and he'll put his team in a position to win. Nothing against Alvarito. He just plays receiver, and it's a lot harder to affect your team like that. But I say if you take out Jordan and leave Alvarito in, I mean, just think about it. Last season, Jordan missed that playoff game. And playing the Niners was cake. It was a walk in the park. So I think combined, Marshall and Matt offer more than Alvarito and Jordan. Jordan does it all, but Alvarito isn't a do-it-all, whereas Marshall and Matt are in position to do it all. You get
All right,
what I'm saying?
let's get moving to the next team, because if not, we're gonna be here.
Yeah, bro. I was looking at the time. Hey, and quick things. Let's each go around, say something about, like, let's say the captain or something like that. But let's touch on the other people too.
Yes,
That team is really short and fat. It's like, it is though.
All right, so
it's Kenny, Andres, and Marin.
Yeah, we'll edit that out.
Yeah, of course, bro.
all right, so
you could do that real quick as a cutscene. Damn, they're short, fat, and small.
team 2, we have a team that went through a lot. First, they went through a name change. They went from the Eagles to the Packers. Then they went through a captain change. They got Remy was lost to injury, and he was replaced by Nico. Right? That original team was Remy, Timmy, Kieran, Perra, and Mally. Now that team, that original drafted team, I had them rated pretty high. I think Remy did a pretty good job of setting himself up with kind of a player that can do a little bit of everything. We had Remy and Timmy as your outside or your outside and center, both very versatile offensive players. Defensively, I would say Remy got a good defense, just would struggle in size-wise with a few of the captains. And then same thing with Timmy. Timmy's athletic, but just the stature kind of, they lose some, trying to cover people like Brett, trying to cover receivers like me, or Drew Jones, stuff like that. Andy Bender, the bigger dudes. I think that team was, drafted really well. It gives Perra 2 solid receivers, and then Kieran, which this guy's got hands like a snake, but he's got speed.
He plays great music.
Jordan showed last year. Yeah, Jordan showed last year that the guy's a burner, but it's a 50-50 shot. He either catches it or drops it, and it's kind of the risk you got to take.
How about the new team?
They had Perra.
Yeah.
The new team. The new team is
Nico.
What is it? Nico.
Ernie. It's Nico, Ernie, Albert, Charlie, and they just traded Alec for Emerson. So they have Emerson now.
So it's damn.
Okay, but we're doing if we're doing week 1, it's got to be Alec. All right, so let's talk about that team. What do you think? Honestly, I thought that team exceeded expectations. I thought they were going to struggle just because I didn't see too many offensive weapons. Ernie, love Ernie, but that guy to me, was a rusher, But I see that he's trying to follow Kevin's footsteps, break outside the rusher mold, and make an impact on offense.
Yeah.
I was surprised that Nico was able to take these cats and go 3-0. Mind you, he did.
Done deal is won by good quarterbacks. People, I'm not talking about great quarterbacks. I'm talking about good quarterbacks, because I am not even close to the athletic, like the quarterback ability of a Joan or a Nico. It's about putting plays and making players be put into positions where they can be effective. And you see it. They have Albert. Albert is on pace to shatter the touchdown record. You see Ernie. Ernie's looking like straight up a tier 1 on offense. And the reason is it's because The plays that are being run are plays that are effective in done deal when you're being taken at, bro, we just saw this guy's Morongo again, being taken advantage, you had these people being taken advantage of, and it's smart. When you have a quarterback that can take advantage of, the tier 4s and tier 5 mismatches, they're going to eat. They're going to eat. So you see people like Albert, who are tier 4s, getting matched up against, no offense to anybody, but against a Kieran or against a JD, of course he's going to eat. He's going to tear them up. Why? Because he's just going to be put into positions because his quarterback's going to put him into those positions. And that's what makes Jonah a great player. That's what makes Chris a great player. That's what makes, these quarterbacks that are playing right now great players, because they're focusing on mismatches as opposed to the feed me mentality that a lot of people tend to have. Instead of the feed me mentality, they're picking on, all right, look, I'm just using this as an example. Charlie is covering, or Perra is covering Jeremy this game. All right, we got to focus Jeremy on Perra and keep picking at that.
Does anybody else hear that? My bad.
Someone can hear but it's fine.
Yeah.
It sounds like some static is like.
I think someone's getting a buzz cut.
That's what it's. Yeah, all right. What is it? Okay. All right. So, you're done, Kevin, with that team?
I really am high on the Packers. I think the Packers are going to.
Yeah. Well, I think first of all, Nico's a upgrade, like you guys were saying. Quarterbacks win this league over Remy, because Remy's a great player. He played both sides of the ball, good receiver, good corner. I played with him in a tournament, so I know his knowledge of the game is pretty well. He does play in other leagues rather than just done deal, like just majority of the league. But yeah, bro, Nico's play calling does it all, and he's like Joan, where he sets up his teammates to succeed. You don't win with just feeding the ball to your tier 1 on every play. You know what I'm saying? So his play calling, the way he distributed the ball was pretty impressive, and he actually did well on defense. He had 5 interceptions?
Yeah.
So, that's what you need in a captain, bro, especially if he's gonna distribute the ball like the way he did. Ernie is.
If we're gonna talk about distribution, let me talk about distribution real quick. 8, 5, and 5. These are the amount of catches Ernie had. Albert, Alec, and Charlie. 8 catches, 9 catches, 5 catches, 5 catches.
That's good, man. It's a good amount of target share right there.
That's amazing target share.
It is, and it's picking. It's not making the stuff too complicated for the people in Done Deal, because you can't give them like complex stuff. It's just simple, and you got to set your people up to make plays, and they make plays.
Nico was 23 of 26 for 80%. 23.
Look at that.
Phenomenal.
That's not forcing the ball. That's taking what's open, letting your guys eat. So, what's the next team?
The next team we have is the Seahawks. We've got Revis, Brett, Marcos, CP, and Tony.
All right. Well, I think that team needs help.
Man.
Did any of you guys get to play them?
No, I didn't get to play, but I watched them play a little bit,
And
All right,
I don't think that team currently constructed is going to work.
Okay, so I've got
Davis is good, but you played them? My bad.
Yeah, so I played them my last game. My team had already warmed up, so we were kind of on a roll. We were moving, so we kind of just ran through them. The biggest thing there is they need a quarterback. I love my dude Revis. He's a good offensive threat, very solid player, but he does well when he's given the handoff. Okay, giving him the opportunity to throw and run, or I guess run and then the possibility of throwing makes him the better threat. Now that he's just limited that to I can only throw, it really, it puts a real big kink in his offense. When we played him, I sent Bender at him. Once I sent Bender at him, Bender had, I think, 3 sacks that weren't recorded, but Bender was what won me that game. The fact that he couldn't see over Bender and Bender was a consistent rush, it really took him out of his game. If you guys saw my analysis, I pretty much called it. Pretty much hit the nail on the head with my analysis. Marcos was open deep, but it was a Hail Mary. Would he catch it? Would he not? Pretty sure he dropped one or two in the end zone when we played them. And then Brett actually surprisingly played really well. He stepped up. He was matched up against Junior. For the most part, Junior was real physical, fast. And, you know, he was able to stand his ground. So that was good. Tony, love that guy, but, you know.
Hey, Tony's surprising. Look, I don't know. Remember, the stats always week one are always inaccurate. But he had catches, 5 flagpoles, 2 passing touchdowns on 2 for 2, and he had 5 sacks total.
I think if they use their offense right, they could be more successful. Like, you know, they kind of did what I did and put Revis at receiver and have Tony as your main quarterback. Because even when Tony played last year with the Colts with Robert, he didn't throw a lot of interceptions. He may not be the most accurate guy, but he does not make bad decisions.
Yeah.
So if you give him like you run like 3-4 plays with Reed and reading Revis with a handoff, that team could be successful. Because I saw Revis bomb Tony down the sideline twice against Sperra, and he just overthrew him slightly. You know, but that's not where you put Tony in positions to succeed in Dundee. Tony's not supposed to be scoring touchdowns from midfield, from center.
A quarterback,
to me, I feel like
should be throwing 65% and higher. Revis,
yes, but
is at 50.
Listen to what you said. You said a quarterback, right?
Exactly.
Revis drafted that team knowing that he was going to throw. So that means right there, you're using Tony not as a quarterback. And that makes Tony 49 or 50 in the league. You had him ranked as 50, but I think personally, the worst person in the league besides throwing is Perra, because he doesn't offer anything. I'm dead serious. Like, I would not touch that guy with a 10-foot stick.
No,
right? He throws, and other than that, he does not offer nothing. He doesn't like Dundee's about effort, you know, and that guy, oh yeah, let me play safety, sit in the middle. Like, you don't need that on your team.
On the Steelers, we'll get to that. But honestly, on this team, like I said, I think Revis needs to make a change. Throwing 51%, having 4 interceptions, these are not things that are conducive to a winning championship team. And if he wants to win a championship, he's going to have to make some moves. And he's just being a little bit stubborn right now.
I would like you guys to know that I've tried at 12, 3, and 9. 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and I still haven't gotten a PlayStation 5. So Sony can suck my dick.
Oh, you're still trying to buy one?
Bro, fuck this thing. Like, literally.
Thing?
I got it into my cart. I put in my credit card information, put my address, and then when it said I clicked process, it said error. The item in your cart is out of stock.
Oof.
So pissed, dude. So pissed.
That's that quarantine budget. No one's going out, so they're playing.
Okay.
5.
I don't know how people do that shit with bots and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
The same things with shoes, bro. I try to get shoes as they drop, and then the moment it'll be like 10 o'clock, and the moment goes from 9:59 to 10, it's like sold out. It's like, how does that make any fucking sense?
All right, so the next team we have the old Miami Dolphins. We got Kevin. Your original pick was Ham?
Yep.
Kevin, Ham, JD, Albert, and Charlie. So I guess, Kevin, give us a little bit of insight on how you went about your draft.
Look, I'm gonna hurt people's feelings talking about this team. And, you know, they have to understand that it's strictly about football and it has nothing to do with anything else. But I'll kind of it'll be long-winded, but I'll give a too long didn't read. So long story short, we had a scrimmage, and I kid you not, we ran a first play, a second play. When we came back into the huddle for the second play, Ham came up to me and he goes, "Can Charlie come in? I can't breathe." And I saw that as a red flag. That was 4 days before Done Deal was about to start. I was like, this guy is not in game shape. I cannot run this risk of having him and go 0-3. And, you know, I made a couple calls. Nico was gullible enough to do this, and he gave me Timmy. And, you know, it worked out well for him, and I think it worked out well for the Cowboys, and I was able to get him. And then, obviously, I wanted to keep Albert. I think Albert's a great player, but I had to find a way to get another person. I'm not as athletically gifted as a lot of the other players, so I have to have a secondary player that kind of can help me carry the load. Obviously, I want to do it all, and I feel like I can, but my body and my physique do not allow me to do that, so I need someone else. I need someone else's assistance to do something. When I won with the Browns, Ricky, hoping that this year it's with Timmy. And obviously, with week 1, we're going to talk about week 1.
Yeah, it's in my card too.
If we're going to talk about week 1, you know.
Oh, you both are trying?
I was very happy with getting Kieran and, you know, having JD and getting Molly. But, man, Kieran was in cloud 9 the whole time, and I respect him. I think he's a great player. But the dude was listening to his boombox more than he was listening to play calls. And you know, and JD, I think he's a nice guy, and I wish him well with the Steelers. But I need somebody that trusts me in regards to play calling. I've been playing flag football for almost 20 years of my life, and I'm 30 now. I've been playing for 18 years, if we're going to be exact. And I think I know a little bit about mismatch focal points on offense. And it's not to feed me the ball. I don't care about getting 0 touches. It doesn't bother me. It's about the team winning. And when someone cares more about volume or their statistics over the winning of the team, I have a little bit of a problem with that. And it just so happened that there was a situation that I don't care. It is what it is. A lot of people know about it. So there was a situation in
Guys, dropping the nuke, the Nunez nuke. Go ahead, drop it, dude.
There was
The truth is coming out. The truth is coming out. It's like, oh, did you know about that? No, I had no idea. And then 3 days later, your agent calls you and it's like, you gotta confess.
There's different, you know, people play done deal for different things. Some people play for winning and statistics. Some people play for just winning. Some people play for just statistics. And, you know, if you put in a play we're in a position where we score, no one should be upset on your team. No one should be upset that you scored. And the fact that, you know, he was upset that there was a score that wasn't attributed to him kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I knew from then on, and that was in the middle of our second game, I knew from then on, the moment week 1 ended, I was like, I can't have somebody like this, especially when they're not letting me call the plays that I feel comfortable with. I got to shoot. And, you know, I think I got the value with Jeremy and Ray. And Ray is a guy that trusts me implicitly. He's been a guy that's been my day one, literally. I've known him my whole life. And he's ready to rock and roll for week 2. Sorry.
Okay, so just to make this clear, you scored, right? It was an offensive play?
Yeah, correct.
That was the one you took the snap,
So
right? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Was that one?
Yeah, but he didn't know about that rule. He could say that it was about that rule. He did not know
Oh, the all-time quarterback, right? I was there. I was watching the whole thing.
Yeah, he wasn't paying attention to that. He was mad about the fact that Timmy scored.
Okay. All right, so he got upset. I heard he spiked the ball or something like that,
Yep.
and that was it.
Sideline.
That's when you knew, like, this
You
guy's
gotta,
out. Ship.
I think I'm gonna keep Molly for the rest of the season because Molly, I'm gonna try to do it.
Molly's underrated, man.
Molly did this. Molly was holding like a water bottle, and Molly was just like, what the hell is he doing? He's like, we scored, dude. And I was like, oh, bro. And Molly was just looking at him. Why is this happening right now? And I said the same thing. Look, every time I would take we made something happen, but you could tell he was not happy that a handoff was being given or he was getting a handoff. He wasn't happy about that. So, you know, like I said, I think he's a quarterback. I think he can rock with Goofy. I think he's a good player. It's just not the type of player I would want because I like to have a football team. I don't care about the W at the end of the day. If I get 4 catches out of the week, but we go 3-0,
I'm gonna
That's all that
sit.
matters.
I got a special guest. Sit down real quick. Let me know
Dart to
who's
the
your favorite
sea. Dart to the
Who's your
sea.
favorite?
It's Selena.
Hey,
What?
where's my
Who's your favorite done deal player and why?
Well, I can't choose you
Besides
because
Chris. Besides Chris, obviously.
besides Chris. Oh, he wasn't. Is he drinking a shot of something?
Yeah, gin.
Is that really Jin?
I'm trying to finish it before the segment.
Bruce.
Yo.
All right, so who's your favorite
No wonder
done
you have so much confidence.
deal player and why?
I'd have to go back. I have to watch again because quarantine has happened and some people got fat, some people are slow.
Okay, who was your favorite player
Before?
last season?
And why was it the person you've known the longest?
Dude.
Honestly, I don't know, babe. Or I can't keep up with stuff. Oh my God, what the fuck, Bruce? Sorry, I don't know. I can't think of anybody.
Nobody? Not even these two guys here?
But
Robbie?
Thirsty drink every Saturday.
Who said JD?
I wanted to ask you your least favorite after you answered the first one, but you're pitter pattering. Just say me, and Kevin could just log off the Zoom if he's mad.
Honestly, last season, my favorite I think was Randolph.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Yep, that's it. Randolph is great.
I'm sad he's not playing this season.
Shout out to Rand. He's getting.
Honestly, that was the one guy that I asked. I asked Chris if he was playing this season.
Dude.
I really liked him last year. I mean, last season or whatever.
So, like when I pick my team, honestly, what I look for the most is someone who's got that dog mentality. Doesn't matter the score.
Hold on, my bad. Is it your?
Doesn't
Let's do that on your team. Let's talk about that
Oh,
on your
but
team.
Talking about Randolph.
But
Okay, my
it's
bad.
to talk on Randolph. So that's what I look for, bro. Are you a dog? Doesn't matter who you're playing against, where we're playing, what the score is. Someone who's gonna go out there. If I say run a post, they're gonna give me 150%. If I say take this handoff, they're gonna give me 150%. And that was that dude. Randolph, like, when shit was going down and like I needed something, I was like, all right, Randolph, I need you to do this. This is what I need. I'm going to rush. I need you to lock this dude up. And that dude would be like, all right, let's do it. Fuck yeah. And then, he would give me that. So the fact that she said that, it's freaking dope. Props to Randolph.
If he was
Love that
available,
dude.
if he was available at your pick, would you have picked him?
Over Junior.
Junior.
Over Junior.
I haven't seen other than Junior's this kid's brother, right?
Yeah.
Jones or his brother. That's the one from.
Probably not. I do
Bender.
think. Yeah, I probably would have gone him over Bender. We'll talk about why I drafted Bender and Junior when we get to my team, but I think I maybe would have gone him over Bender just because even though Bender gives me so much on offense, Randolph gave me a lot, but he also gave me so much on defense. He was a tier 3 last year, and I had him matched up against tier 2s, and there wasn't one game where he just got demolished by a tier 2. He gave up a touchdown here and there, but for the most part, that dude was there, and, I will draft him again, no questions asked.
That's awesome, man. All right.
Thanks, Big.
All right. So who's the next team after the Dolphins?
The next team, the San Francisco 49ers.
Hey.
All right, we can skip them. They're not that important.
Jordan, so okay,
Jordan C?
yeah. So hit me up with who you drafted, and then I guess kind of the reasons why you went into that pick.
All right. Well, I mean, I picked the middle of the draft because I like to be in the middle. Done deals one with your tier 3s and tier 4s. So I wanted to stay in the middle. I didn't want to take a long time to pick. But I picked my first pick was Alfarito again. because I had a good chemistry with him, and I kind of went into the draft trying to honestly go for like to get Jeremy or Chris J, someone like that I could do my handoff thing with. But they
That
went
was our
quick.
server.
They went quick in the first round, and I made a trade with John to
Oh.
move up to the third pick in the second round to try to get Jeremy or Chris J, someone like that. And they ended up going to Drew and I think it was CC, right? Like Chris J and so I was left with the option of either throwing, reaching on a quarterback like I did last year on Alec. Like, because last year the same thing happened. I drafted Alfredito, and on the way back I needed a quarterback. And they told me Alec was a quarterback. Never seen the guy throw in his life. And I chose him. And I ended up throwing the majority of the season last year. So I went in that third pick, that second pick, I went in with that mindset that I'm just going to fucking throw. And I drafted
How'd you do
Julian.
week?
And I'll get there right now. And I drafted Julian. And then in the third round, Orbain was still there.
Fourth.
And I saw him with Chris.
No, third round.
And he rocked, bro. So I have a three-headed monster on offense with Orbain throwing. And then I drafted Manny S for some championship experience and some height as a rusher. And he didn't do that bad.
Height and hype. Because that guy brings some hype.
Yeah, bro.
to the
But
team.
when we're the only four people playing, he's not talking much. He wanted to go save energy. But yeah, I went 2-1. The Washington football team didn't show up. So yeah, that was that. I played without my tier 2, Alfarito. And we went 2-1. We beat the Broncos, who also played with 4 people. And my tier 3 just dominated that game. He had 2 picks. I believe he also had 2 touchdowns. And yeah, man, it was just winning your matchups, bro.
Yeah, man.
I had Manny S. David
you
was the
lose to?
quarterback. I pretty much told Manny S. what Chris told Bender when he rushed Revis. You don't need to really sack him. Don't dive, because WD people like to give all that effort. No, just I need bad throws. And the second throw of the game, we picked off. You know, it's just disrupting people. You know, don't be bigger. Don't just do your role. And we did pretty good. I mean, we lost to Kevin and the Dolphins. Kevin's only win of the season. And I'm mad about that.
Okay.
But we played with 4 people, so I mean, we were exhausted and not making any excuses. But we should have converted in some certain spots that we didn't, and we
I
lost.
still think that's a top.
So I'll take in
that's a top team, in my opinion.
a 2-1 into week 2, and my tier 2 has a broken finger.
So I don't like to take credit, but I feel like I Mike Tannenbaum'd the 49ers, and that team you have is because of me. So if you don't know,
Oh no!
Jordan and I were sitting at Flanagan's together draft night. This guy's looking at tier 3s, and he just has no option.
You wanna cool?
Like, he has no idea who to pick. I'm literally like the picks right behind him. Ask me, and I give him a true answer. I'm like, dude, Julian.
I give him the Julian pick more than the Orbain pick. You told me about Orbain, but everybody was calling me and telling me about Orbain. Because when I picked Alfarito, he was telling me Orbain. But the Julian one, yeah, that kid's a tier 2, bro.
Yeah, he's a really good player, man.
Sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say it. And me knowing, like, me having Alfarito and me and Orbain throwing and Julian, and then it's like, let's talk about let's say I play the Panthers. Marshall's gonna cover me, right? Who's gonna cover Alfarito?
Yeah, you got
Their second best player, Matt, right? And then I got Chris Marin or Andres covering Julian. Bro, I'm gonna run 2 little hooks and tell this guy to eat him up.
Come here.
You know, that's why I kind of constructed the team the way I did also.
Yeah.
Because
It's a good squad, man. I think that's going to be one of the top 4 teams at the end of the day. As long as you, as long as
But
you actually go to the playoffs this time, I think that's going to be a really good.
that's tough, bro. And I thank the Washington football team for giving me a free win because I played shorthanded week 1.
Yeah.
My tier 2 has a fucking cast next week, so I got to work with that. And I'm gonna be gone week 4. So my goal is to make the playoffs and be at full strength. And if I'm gonna be in there, I'm gonna be a problem. I guarantee nobody's gonna want to play us.
Yeah, I think full strength. 49ers are a great team, but I think I mean, I hear Kevin say it a lot. The best ability is availability. And if you guys aren't available, if Alvarito isn't there, you know.
I'll tell you this: if I go 3-3, if I go 3-3 in the first 2 weeks, I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci. Me going 2-1 week 1 really helped me.
So you think you go 1-2 this week?
Come here.
At worst case scenario, and that's if that was me saying if this guy doesn't play. But with his broken finger, I could go 2-1 easy, 3-0.
Who you play?
It's just having that extra person. I don't know who I play, but I'm gonna give this. I already know how I'm gonna give this guy the ball, bro. Come on, bro. It's all up here, Papa. It's all up here.
Yeah.
That's what I told him. Hey, yo, side note. So he texted me today. Check this out. He texted me today like, yo. I'm like, what's good, bro? Already like on his ass about like, are you good to play after week 3 because he was gonna miss week 2? Bum bum bum. I'm like, yo, just show up. I'll have you rush, play with one hand, whatever. He texted me today, yo. Hey, is there any way that if I don't make it, you could get like a tier 5 rusher or something? Because he missed his flight back to Miami. And he's like, if I fly back tomorrow, it's $350. But if I fly back Sunday, it's $80. I'm like, dog, you better get here. If not, I'm gonna have to do something. And he was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna make it. And then I was like, dale. Because if he told me he wasn't gonna fly back, bro, I was honestly probably gonna tell him like, hey, I need somebody because
so that's what
I'm the captain, bro. I'm gonna be gone in 2 weeks. You know.
So that's what I was gonna ask you. If Alvarito says, "Hey, broke my finger. I'm out at least till week 3."
Yeah, that's what it
weeks.
originally was. That's what I had told you guys. But I mean, I'm too nice for this stuff. That's what I tell Kevin. I'm like, Kevin's like, yo, you know what? Fuck you and your finger. I'm trying to win. Come play next season. It's gonna be done in a month and a half. You know.
100%.
But
100%.
I text him one-on-one like, yo, like if I thought like I had an injury that was gonna take 3 weeks to heal, I'd be like, hey, you know what, bro? I'm not gonna push it. It's gonna be about 3 weeks till I come back. If you can hold it over, hold it over. If not, I'd be like, find somebody. But he was like, yeah, bro, I really want to win with you guys, and I kind of like bought into that. And he's coming week 2, bro. So as long as he's there.
Is he in Miami yet? Is he in Miami yet?
Tomorrow, supposedly.
Dude,
If he doesn't show up, I guarantee you, if he does not show up week 2 and he pulls that shit, I'm still gonna replace him. Yeah, that's the real shit. Then you try me as a man, like lying to me. It's like, nah, bro. But I think we'll be good if we're at full strength. My whole goal is I just gotta make the playoffs.
Yep, that's the important part. All right,
Next team.
Is you?
All right, the Chiefs. All right,
Yeah.
so
I wanna take credit for helping
Nothing.
Chris, and you know I was there. I told him Adrian looked skinnier than Manny. Yes, you know.
all right, so this post-COVID team, I knew it was going to be a 100% complete different team because pre-COVID, I had the luxury of being like really the only person that knew Matt. So I was also a higher pick, so I was able to draft him. But through COVID, people would meet, scrimmages were set up, and Matt went out there. And, you know, I know you don't like him, Kev, but just his arm is second to maybe Joan, and that's even debatable if you put him in a.
I think Nico has the best arm.
Oh, Nico. I forgot about Nico. Yeah, but you know, I think Nico has a very good touch ball. His pose.
And he throws with zip too.
I haven't seen him throw many zip balls. I always see him just throw that post, throw that corner, throw the deep fade, and that shit is nice. So I've never seen him put zip or really put some oomph in the ball. I played with Matt, so maybe that's my little bias. But that guy's got a cannon, dude. You know?
Yeah, that I know.
In that tight coverage, he's gonna make that ball fucking whistle, and it's gonna sting when you catch it. You know. So I think just true arm. He's got the best, if not top 2 arm in the league. He's more athletic. I would say Nico and Jonah a little bit more agile, or move a little bit better than him. But you know, I drafted him, and then that team pre-COVID was to give him weapons. Going into this draft, just talking to everyone, because I was obviously trying to make a move up to draft him once again. Just talking to people, nobody really wanted to trade. And honestly, like I spoke to Marshall, I reached out to Marshall, and Marshall was like, dude, look, I'm getting Matt if he's there. Like, that's it. So I already knew that, you know, I'm going to have to build another team. I wasn't going to be able to do that. I played with Perra last season. No. I did play with JD in that tournament. Good dude. He's got an arm. He's just not there when it comes to understanding the game, situations, downs, matchups, and stuff like that. And then, like you said, man, sometimes he doesn't really listen. You know, he's got his own way, and that's cool. That works for everybody. But, you know, I've been playing football for a lot. I know, like, plays. I know situations. So I did, you know, hand over the reins to him in the tournament. I let him call his game. And just, you know, being me and being where I'm from, I saw some opportunities we missed, plays that we could have done. But, you know, I also think you cannot really call a play for a quarterback, because then the quarterback is like trying to think of routes. And when you're trying to think of what routes are being run, you're not thinking of the defense and you're not reading.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go that route. So I kind of went into the draft with two options: draft a quarterback and build a team around the quarterback, or if there's nothing I like in the beginning, draft a team that I can throw to. So once the first two picks played out, boom, 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 I was like, okay, I'm playing quarterback. And then I knew that I needed an athlete who can compete, who can get covered by tier ones, and the clear pick was Junior, dude. The guy is the most athletic dude out there, big, strong, fast. You know, he can catch, he can cover, he can pull flags, he can rush. The guy, so he could do a little bit of it all and do it at a higher level. So that was an easy choice. CC had been hounding me all week to trade picks with him. I didn't really want to do it. I was opposed to it because I wanted to build a team for a quarterback. But once I drafted Junior and I knew I was going to throw, I wanted to jump up in the tier 3 to get myself a big, strong tier 3, and that was Bender. So I knew I was going to suffer for my tier 4, but I knew if I can get a big body like Bender to rush when I need a big rush, to be a big body to box someone out or to make a big, strong catch, like he'll be able to do that. He'll be able to match up against Brett, against Emerson, against the bigger dudes. Like, it was a clear choice. Like, okay, whatever the downside was, he wasn't gonna play good defense. But like I was saying earlier, when I draft, dude, I want a dog. I want someone that no matter the situation, you're gonna give me 100%. And you know, some of my Giants, you know, that last Giant, the Giants team I took into the draft, you can ask them. You can ask the pre-dudes. I told them, and I tell my team, yo, I'll give you 100%. I'll ride and die with you guys as long as you're fucking dogs and you give me everything you got. You know, I'd rather go 0-10 with some fucking dogs than to have 5-5 with like people who are like, whatever. You know, I don't like that shit. You know, I'm out there to compete, so come out here and fucking compete. You know, I'm not gonna yell. Like, I understand people blow coverage. I understand that sometimes someone's a better athlete than you, right? Those are like whatever, or they ran a better play. Those are things you can't control. But effort is something you can control. And if you don't give me effort, it's because you don't give a fuck. That's why I got rid of Perra. No offense to the guy, but that guy doesn't try. He doesn't care to try. So that doesn't work for me because, nigga, I need you to try. I don't need that whack-ass shit. For that, you sit on the side and just watch and cheer, and then I'm going to bring in someone that's going to fucking play. So that's before I drafted the guys. I texted them, "Hey, are you a fucking dog? All right, if you're a dog, I'm gonna draft you right now." All right. So, boom, went Bender. And then my next pick, I was kind of shit because it was the last tier 4, which I think was Alec or shop in the tier 5s. In tier 5, by tier 4, I picked Manu. Manu, I got blessed to play with. I got blessed to play with Manu last season because of injuries. You actually loaned them out to me, dude, and we had a chemistry, bro. The dude is a dog.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. I did use him wrong. I think he's actually a really good player. And the thing was, I last season I overthought things because I wasn't the full-time quarterback. I was kind of doing like that halfway in, halfway out. And I also had 2 herniated discs, so I didn't want to run routes, but I also didn't want to quarterback, so it was caught in between. Man, when I was able to use Manu, he doesn't make mistakes when he catches the ball. He's actually a really good pickup. Do I think he's a tier 4? Time will tell. I think if he was tier 5, he'd be the best tier 5. 4, I don't think he's the best tier 4, in my opinion.
Okay, I wouldn't say he's the best tier 4, but you know what? And the reason I drafted him, he gives me that effort. You know, he gives me that when he was a sub for me.
How about Nick?
Huh?
How about Nick? You haven't even said his name. Who's your tier 5?
Adrian.
Adrian.
Adrian, my bad. No one even knows his name.
I haven't gotten to him yet. So I drafted Manu, which most seemed like a reach. But, dude, like I said, that chemistry we had, I knew the guy was going to give me 100%. And I'm just going to – and I told him, I'm going to put you in a position where you'll make a play. And if you go 100%, you're going to make the play. And week 1, he made some plays. He had some big runs. I put him in a position where he can make the plays against the Seahawks, I believe it was. He caught the game winner at the end. He had a drag across the back. He drug across the back. I scrambled right, lasered it into the fucking hole, and he came up, caught the ball, touchdown, we won. So I'm going to show you guys that he's a tier 4, and hopefully he can win best tier 4, get my dog some money. My tier 5 was Adrian. Never seen the dude, never heard of him. Asked around, and they told me he's athletic. So I was like, all right, or he's in shape. They told me he was in shape. And it's a tier 5s are mismatches, and you gotta take advantage of that. So I was like, okay, maybe this guy doesn't know how to football, but maybe he's just faster and stronger than everyone. And honestly, that's what he showed this weekend. He broke a run for 100 yards, or 95 yards. Bro. Yeah, from the 5. Gave him a handoff, and I said, bro, just go be fast. Faked it, gave him a handoff, and the dude was fast, and he scored on one play.
Chris is like, hey, just go be fast, man.
Literally, man. You can ask the dude. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get the ball. You're gonna come wrap around me. I'm gonna give you the ball and just take off. And he did it. He hit a spin move on the way and scored, dude. So that guy's pretty good for a tier 5. He's got to come to practice. He hasn't showed up to one practice, so he doesn't know any of the plays or any of the coverages or anything like that. But just athletically, he's better than most of them. So
definitely is. Compared to other tier 5s, he's definitely more athletic than all of them. All right,
so,
let's go.
Next
Keep
team.
going. Next team.
David's, the Broncos. I didn't get to see them.
All right, let me start.
I played them.
This team, man, I had so much high hopes for them. It sucks.
Hold on. They made a trade, right?
Yep, they already made a trade. They played.
And their trade was what?
They traded
Emerson.
Enzo.
Emerson for Alec, right?
No, Ham for Enzo.
Yeah, Ham for
Enzo.
Oh, Ham for Enzo.
Look,
that's what it was.
I'm not trying to shit on Jordan's team. I think Jordan's team, like I said, is going to be one of the top 4 teams in this league. That Broncos game, 4-1 Broncos. They had 3 drop touchdowns. And Jordan,
Yeah.
True.
No, I know. But
And-
you know what? Like Chris said, done deal is about
Yep, you're right.
50-50 balls.
David proved to me that game that he can be a serviceable quarterback in this league. Anthony has
Did you just say a serviceable quarterback?
Yeah, I know. You tried his ass.
top 4. He's not going to be a top 4 quarterback.
I bet money.
He won't be top 4.
Okay.
I guarantee you, David is not going to be a top 4 quarterback in this league. He's going to be serviceable. He's going to make plays with his feet. The same thing that Chris does. He's going to make plays with his feet and get people open downfield. But he's not going to be a serviceable quarterback. He's going to be a serviceable quarterback. He's not going to be a top 3, top 4 quarterback. That's Nico. The top 4 quarterbacks to me right now in done deal are Nico, are Joan, are Chris.
You're gonna say you. You're gonna say you.
No.
You mean Chris? This Chris?
This Chris? He showed it.
I'm
What, 9 touchdowns?
Yeah, check those numbers. 81%, brother.
Hey.
I
And-
Yeah.
and
But you threw a pick to Kenny.
And I threw a pick to Perra's fat ass.
and Orbain. I don't have any.
No, I didn't.
I haven't proved myself to put myself in that list. And David, at the end of the day, the stats don't come out. They don't count stats of drops.
Who has better numbers at the end of the season? You or David?
Week 2 and
Out
on.
of you three, you, David, and Chris.
Week 2
And I'm
and
asking Chris the same question. No, I'm talking about rest of the season.
well, yeah,
Who has a better season?
it's not fair for me because I wasn't quarterback week 1.
I mean, bro, we can look at diluted stats. We're not going to look at diluted stats. I will judge you based off a 14-game season or whatever it is, 13 games.
I think Chris.
I think I'll have. What's your team, Kev?
Me, Timmy, Jeremy, Ray.
That's a good team.
I'll make plays, guys. I know how to run an offense. I can run an offense effectively. At the end of the day,
I think I will because I have the better receiving core.
I would be trying to agree.
Who do you got?
I've got Junior and Bender, Manu
Mendy's.
and Adrian.
That's good.
Week 1, I had 10 touchdowns. 10 touchdowns out of the
Oh,
You're the quarterback.
Yeah, I think there was only 2 touchdowns. 1 touchdown, Adrian's run. That's the
And then
only
one that you
touchdown.
didn't score that you lost because you lost.
Huh?
You lost 3-4, so you didn't score one of them.
No, it was 3-3.
Oh, that's why. Because there's 12 touchdowns.
2-0-1.
So yeah, it was.
Let's focus on David's team. I honestly, like I said, I think Chris is a really good quarterback. I think he's going to be top 3 quarterback at the end of the day, simply because he can buy time with his legs, and he doesn't make stupid mistakes in flag football. Chris has never been the type of person to throw a pitch back incorrectly, to do a stupid mistake when he has the ball in his hands, and that's why he's one of my favorite teammates of all time. But I'm not going to hype you up anymore. That being said, I think David's team got worse because I think with Enzo, you're going to get someone that gets better week to week.
That man was mad out of shape, though.
It's
Like,
he's
I'm not gonna lie, he playing with 4 people, dog. Like, they scored on me one time,
you
and
can't,
then I turn back around and I see this guy like, I'm like, give me the ball.
you can't teach instincts, fundamentals. And
No, I know.
Enzo and Ham have both the same amount of stamina right now. I'm telling you right now, I like Ham. I think Ham is a great player. He's a dear friend of mine. But that dude has the cardio of literally a paraplegic person.
Of a rapper. He has the cardio of a rapper.
The cardio. He has the cardio of a 2.
What do rappers do out there? Drink, smoke. That's it.
Rap.
You think that nigga's going to play basketball at 12 o'clock in the afternoon?
Inside the game against the 49ers, I saw my brother decimate the Cowboys. He scored 3 touchdowns against the Cowboys. He obliterated them. And the last play of the game was him catching a pass and dipping on Joan to score the game-winning touchdown. And Anthony hates Joan for some reason. Anthony just hates Joan. I do not know.
Throw him under the bus.
No, Anthony, Joan knows this. He's like, fuck that guy. That guy, a fucking snake. I fucking hate that guy. And it had nothing to do with anything with the Reapers or anything. He just hates
But
Joan.
it just happened.
No, it's literally been like this for like 10 years. He's never liked Joan ever since like 10 years ago. And when he scored that, he was like, "Let's go!" with his little baby hand. So he's like, "Go!"
But your brother to me in this league has a lot of value though, because
Does.
Anthony's low key, like athletic,
Right.
and he knows the game probably just as well as like us, bro. Your brother's been doing this shit for a minute.
That's the thing, man.
I knew your brother before I knew you.
I think my brother is more untouchable than any other player in this league, simply because David and him are going to build a rapport where they're going to be very solid together. And I think that team is another.
Oh, and they got Fernie. I want to talk about Fernie.
Rusher.
Fernie steal of the draft.
Excellent rusher.
That's a guy who's done a lot better.
Best rusher in Dundee when you don't count Ernie, Trey.
Bro, I'm not even talking about rusher. I'm talking about offensively. David was that guy. Like, I'm telling you, he scored, I think, not one touchdown against us, but he had one that he burned us and he dropped it.
You should have seen him the first season I played. He was trash. Nobody wanted him. He was garbage. I called him the worst player in Dundee.
Fernie. I feel like Fernie's taking a big step. I saw him last year, and now, bro, what I saw him doing on offense, and he's fast.
Yeah.
I'll show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys
You know?
something. Let's see if you can see this. I don't know if you see the name there. Wait, hold up.
I just see a reflection of Chris.
Can you see?
No. World's worst player in DD. That's Fernie?
That's Fernie. I have had that save for almost 2.5 years. He was trash.
He's good now. He's really good now.
He's a good player, man. And I'm hoping
He learns.
the same thing. I hope Matt proves me wrong too. But Fernie was really, really
I
bad.
think you're wrong about Matt, but that's another story.
Hey, I hope I'm wrong. Honestly, I wish the best. I hope I'm wrong about Perra. I hope Perra.
Oh, no. I don't think no one's wrong about that guy.
All right. So David Mendoza.
Yeah.
Oh, Mendoza, look.
Oh, Mendoza looks pretty good. I played them in a scrimmage, and Mendoza scored, bro.
Solid offensive.
Mendoza's another player that cares. I mean, they say he's a smart player, but
Get on that
I mean,
guy.
I've never known Mendoza to play more. Huh?
Get on his good side, you'll have free coffee for life. That guy works at Starbucks. The guy's a G. That guy never made me pay for coffee. That guy was amazing. I love that guy.
What Starbucks?
The one on 87th and Coral Way.
There you go. You want some coffee?
No.
Great offensive.
Mendoza looked good out there, bro. I played them in the scrimmage, and he was moving, bro. And if you use him right, he's a big body. He plays hard, and you know.
Dale, para la próxima. Next team.
Yep.
Get it rolling.
Next
We're
team.
gonna have to cut like 30 minutes of this shit.
Joe.
We're on an hour and 13 minutes. Joan's team is the last team.
Yeah.
No, CC's team is last. But Joan.
Okay, so
Just like they're
Joan.
gonna-
So John's
So we
team is
got-
now what currently? John's team is
Joan.
currently what?
Joan, Enzo, Gerson, Andy, and I
Alex.
believe Alex.
That's a good team, bro. That's a good team. That's a low-key good team, bro. Besides your brother, Kevin, I would say Gerson is another value-ass pick, bro. He's so, like, he is what, tier 2?
He's last year here.
No, this
He's tier
season.
3.
Yeah, he's tier 3.
He's tier 3? Who
Guys,
was Jones' first pick? John's first pick.
Ernie.
Joan was
Ernie.
his own.
Yeah,
Bro, and he got G. See, that's another guy I tried to get, but it was impossible to get G. But G, like, runs his offense great. He knows what he's doing, you know?
Nobody's
He knows
untradeable.
what John wants.
Joan will trade his own.
Nobody's
mom.
untradeable. Nobody's untradeable to John, but
Yeah, he
but
will.
I think he does keep G near. And if he does trade G,
G's gone.
he's gonna use Andy good. Andy's another smart player. Andy's a big body. And Andy's just gonna get better. I'm telling you.
Hey, Andy played.
And the way Joan uses everybody, and he's friends with Enzo, so he's gonna be texting the nigga on the side, meal prep, you know, all that shit. Let's go.
He's gonna give him on
Let me
tough
watch you
meals.
jog. Yeah, bro.
He has 2 of his
So-
BFFs on his team. He's happy, man. He's happy right now. The only thing that can make his life happier is if he gets another
He's
close
getting his brother. He gets his brother, and it's over.
and he'll be super happy. But
Yeah. So
look, any team, he could have tier 5s all throughout. Dundee is dominated by good quarterbacks and people that can make plays. High IQ players are invaluable in Dundee. Joan
Yep.
and Nico have ultimate value in this league because they're formidable quarterbacks. And Joan,
Yep.
you either love him or hate him. A lot of people, you know,
Yeah, but
honestly,
The way
That's
Dude, but
honestly
that-
what I went
look,
for. I
you
went for
just-
defense.
you
win this
just
league by getting
proved-
stops. You need stops in this league.
no, you need to
You
score.
need stops.
If you get the
No,
ball,
Kevin. Yes,
Huh?
yes, Kevin. But I don't know about you, but I feel that I can score on every fucking drive.
yeah,
There
except
were, there were more than fucking 4 games last year that I didn't have to get out.
yeah.
Because
But
if you score on your first 4 drives, the captain does not have to get out of the game.
You don't score, so
You know that?
I don't know. What
Huh?
the problem is. That, but then you can't score every
All
game.
right, Kevin.
Knock your ass down.
Okay, that's you. But did I say 16 games? No, I said like 4 or 5 games that I scored on every drive. And then there was like, I played Robbie, and he's there like taking himself out on the first drive. I'm like, all right, you're already down 1-0 off rip. And then it's,
It was the worst team in Dundee.
It's-
I hated that team.
yeah, bro. And like, it's about strategy too, bro. Because I feel like I can score on every team, you know? I'm pretty sure Chris feels about that too. I don't know if you feel that way, but
I feel that way 100%. I feel like
yeah. So I feel like this league's about getting stops, man.
I
That's
think
what I feel.
one stop,
If you could get stops, you should be able to win, you know? But it's week 1, and it was week 1. Everybody didn't, you know, Nico's team looked the best. They ran good. Joan went 2-0, and then they lost to fucking a team of 4 people, you know?
They lost to the Broncos. Who
I love this because it's like the NFL. Anybody could beat anybody on any day, you know?
All right, let's
And
go.
any
Next
good
team.
So
We got-
go. Cece, do you love me?
He's got
Team garbage boy.
who's this tier 2?
probably some other
Now, all right. After the trade, it's what?
His
He has Perra,
have a tier
right? He says Perra.
He doesn't have a tier 2. He has 2 tier
Champ.
2. He has Champ and JD.
Champ, JD, Perra too?
No, it's
No, he traded Perra.
Champ, JD, Kieran,
and no. Who's his last pick?
it's Champ, JD.
Look at his team right now.
I'm dead trying to. You see.
Wait, I traded him.
Wow.
I traded the player.
Yeah.
We're talking about Champ, JD, Kieran, Perra.
That's what I'm saying. He still has Perra.
Champ,
He still has.
Champ,
he's
JD,
still-
Kieran,
Perra never got traded this week.
Perra. Yeah, Champ, JD, Kieran, CC, Perra.
That's bad. That's a horrible fucking team.
Horrible, horrible.
Dude,
God
I-
awful. And
I
Chris
think
was
his-
so mad. I loved it. I loved watching Chris this past week scream.
Bro,
And like it was just hilarious because Perra showed his true colors and didn't do nothing on defense, gave no effort. Yeah, he has a bum ankle, but that's another thing. It's like I'm coming at this guy. Hey, can you play? If you're gonna come up here with like
Hey, look,
already no
bum
effort
ankle or-
and you
bum
have
ankle or
a bum-
not,
he gives
you
no
didn't-
effort. So if you're bringing a bum ankle on top of no effort, Chris, you just traded for JD. What does Perra offer you? A center that can snap and run a dart, and if nobody guards him, you can get. Hopefully JD checks down to him, but that's not gonna happen.
JD's not
What do
checking
you
down.
need him for? You need to trade that guy, and you're gonna lose value for him because he offers nothing more. That's like Alec. Alec's not throwing this year. I feel like Alec offers more not throwing because he's a decent center. He's a decent athlete. He could rush, you know.
Imagine
But
this.
you don't have him trying. You don't have him trying to sit back here and read the field.
Imagine this crazy scenario. Imagine a scenario.
I was talking to Nita, not you.
CC goes and with his first pick of the draft gets Julian.
No, leave her.
To the draft gets someone like Marcos, and then he comes and trails right back around and he gets someone like Alec and then Emerson. Is that a good championship team?
Not with
Next
that
up.
quarterback. I don't think you win with that quarterback, bro.
I think you win. I think you win with that good defense.
Do you think it's that good of a defense though? Who is it again? Who would their defense be? It'd be CC covering the best person.
Honestly, I think he messed up. He got 6 quarterbacks. That's the problem that I think that CC had.
I think CC's one of the worst defenders as a captain. Like, I'm not saying like he's a good defender, but like
He's slightly above.
I don't think he's Chris. I think he's like just as good as you,
I think
not
I
a
think
little better.
he's above me. I think he's just the same as me. Like middle of the road, low tier 2, mid tier 2 defender. But
No, but he makes it up too on offense. He's
Yeah.
better. I think he's like a top 3 offense in the league. Easy.
does he call his own plays? Does anybody know?
That I don't know. I've never.
Because
I would hope so.
I think he let
Or
Perra.
he let Perra call them.
No, but
Now
now
that's interesting.
quarterback.
Now is he going to let JD call plays? That's interesting.
JD
And now is he going to get pissed off? Well, you know JD.
throws.
Well,
JD
you could go in.
throws.
He's going to go in there with.
Shit.
He's going to go in there with. You know what? JD's going to want stats. JD's going to try to get me the ball. So I feel like that's how he's going to go about it. I feel like everybody in that team is going to get a lot less targets now.
It's a terribly built team. Everything's
Yeah.
He
Yeah. I mean, and what's his record? What, 1-2?
No, they went 1-1-1. No, 1-2, 1-2.
Who has the worst record? Who has the worst record? They have 1-2. At the
Drew.
worst record. Nobody.
Drew.
No, oh, I mean 0-3. Besides Drew, Drew didn't play, so I really can't give you a hot take on that team.
Is the
But it's gonna
second,
be hard to come back from 0-3.
second worst team.
Who?
CC.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
man. I feel.
The last team. The last team is Drew, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
So
let's
it's Drew, Chris J. Who else?
Jake,
Drew.
Renee, and Pepito.
What is it again? Say it again. Oh, Pepito. Well, Pepito tore his hamstring. So did he get replaced yet?
No. So right now he's gonna trot out next week. This in 2 days he's gonna trot out Drew, Chris J, Jesus, Renee. That is
That's not that bad of a team.
That's not that bad.
not
That's not that bad.
Drew's,
Renee's a good athlete. He gives you size. I like Jesus as a tier 4. Or is he? Jesus was a tier 5, right?
He's
Guys.
a tier 5.
Drew is throwing.
Jesus is a steal as a tier 5.
I agree.
Drew could throw,
No, bro, you have.
but not to those guys.
Thank you. Drew can throw. He can throw a decent. He can throw a decent ball, but when you're throwing to Chris J, being the fastest player,
Chris J's gonna throw, bro.
no, he's not. I'll put money. That
Chris J, look, so Chris J.
He has to
should
put Chris J to
throw.
throw.
Yeah, he should put Chris J to throw. Will he? I don't know. But if it's Chris J throwing to Drew, Renee, and Jesus, that's not bad. I'll take that. I'll put them to win some games, to do some things. Drew will come get the handoff and whatnot. Yeah. But if Drew puts himself under center, I think that team becomes completely like no dimensional on offense. And then they're just going to have to rely on their defense because I just don't see them scoring many points with Drew at quarterback.
I pay them this week, so
Yeah,
I'll
no, not with that team.
pay them next
I
week.
feel like that's not a bad offense. If you throw Drew, you put Jesus at center, you have Renee. Renee's gonna beat a lot of his matchups just based off his size.
Will not be
He has
anything.
the strongest calves in the league. Have you seen that guy's calves?
That guy's.
Renee has calves.
I've come to love Renee for his mushrooms, and for his. Those are
I
the
gotta try those.
qualities that guy got, bro. His shrooms are on point. Anybody that needs to buy shrooms, the guy's the greatest. I mean,
I'm gonna check them out.
never mind. So guys, hey, that was our analysis of the draft in week 1. Are you guys ready for some pick'ems?
Pick'ems, let's do
Yeah,
it.
let's do that. Let's do that quick. So Kevin, you're gonna read off each matchup, and we're gonna go around and give a note.
The very first game of the week is gonna be one of my favorites. This is probably one of my games of the week. It's Kansas City versus the Denver Broncos. This one's gonna be interesting, man. I'll be quite
It's
honest.
gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a shootout.
I think
2 scrambling quarterbacks.
the first team to stop the other is going to win, because at the end of the day, these are 2 high-powered offenses, and at the end of the day, I just think it's going to be a battle. It's the better quarterback, and at the end of the day, I think Chris D in this system, indeed, done deal, winning 4-3 against the Denver Broncos, led by David and the revamped Ham and Enzo. I think he's going to pick apart. I think Fernie, although he's a good rusher, is not going to do anything to somebody like Chris D, and it's going to be a 4.
He's gonna bother Christie more than anybody else in the league.
I obviously am a little biased. I'm going to pick my team first. I just think with them losing Enzo, they gave up a lot of size.
And knowledge.
So right now it's David, Ham, your brother. Who else?
Fernie, and it's Fernie, Anthony, Ham, David, and who's their last person? Mendoza. It's not a bad team, but I think matchup wise and the first week them playing Ham and David together is it's not going to be Chris, who's one of the better teams in the league. So on to the next one.
I just think we match up a lot better. Offensive wise, like
I have no problem dissecting that defense simply because I think that Ham is susceptible to large target
To being picked on.
Yep, large target receivers, and so is Anthony. So I think with you buying time in the backfield with an inexperienced rusher, I think that you're going to score every single drive. We're basically on who's the first team to make it. The first team to make it in this game is going to be the one that loses.
All right, next game.
Hey,
Let's go quick through these games, bro.
I'm telling
We're
you,
on this bitch for an hour and a half.
I'm
There's
telling
a lot of content to edit.
I'm telling you
2
right
days.
the first batch of games for week 2 are some of the best games you're going to see in Done Deal. Week 2, game 2.
Like all season?
I'm telling you, watch. You're watching the Green Bay Packers 3-0 go up against the newly revamped Cowboys.
yeah, that's gonna be a good.
That's gonna be a good game. Joan and Nico, that might be a potential playoff matchup in the,
I think, and this is the first time I've ever called it, I think this game ends in a 3-3 tie.
3-3 tie.
I think it ends in a 3-3 tie. I think they're both going to go 3-0-1 and 2-1-1 heading into their 5th game of the season. I think that is going to put up points early, go up 2-0, and Joan is going to adjust. Joan's going to shut it down. He's going to figure it out. He's going to figure out the little line play, the little deep threat play that he's been running, the little Oreo, because he's been running Oreo as well. He's going to realize he's running these 3 basic plays. We have to adjust. He's going to make his players adjust. He has the IQ for it because Gerson and Enzo are both very high IQ players.
And so is Andy, man. We forget about Andy. His new the Cowboys' new team is good. I think their biggest weakness is Jones' addiction to trading. But
I think Joan wins this game 4-2, bro. I think he puts his dick on the table and shows Nico what's up.
No,
To be
I don't
honest.
hold that fast, man.
That's serious.
I
Watch,
think
bro.
Nico's
I'm
gonna
telling you.
be in it for the long haul. I think Nico is going to be the best quarterback at the end of the season. I think he's going to have the most touchdowns.
That I agree with, but I think you think Nico plays just as good as he did last time in defense? I think Jones a better defender than Nico.
He did horrendous on defense. Nico was a turnstile. The problem is, look at the teams that he
He
faced.
had 5 touchdowns.
Guys,
He
remember,
picked you guys off twice.
he played 2 teams. He had those 2 teams' stats extrapolated to his 3rd team.
Yeah, I know that. Same thing happened with Julian. He
Okay,
had 3 picks.
love him to death.
Did he have 2 picks in your game or the game he didn't play?
JD shit the bed against the Green Bay Packers. He made Nico look like Manny from MOB days.
Hey, but you know what I'm saying? That's a little biased because you want to defend your Dolphins, but it's all right. I mean, I think he's
I think
he's top 15 defender in this league, probably Nico.
Nico
Easy, just because
is
he knows the game.
captain. Nico defensively is by far the worst captain, worse than me at defense.
Okay, I could believe that.
And I'm humble enough to
He's big though.
the defender. He is a terrible defender, but he makes up for it for being the best quarterback. So
Yeah.
with the good and the bad. So
All right.
that game ends 3-3 tie. On to the next game. Game 3. This game's not really that important. It involves Jordan, but it's the San Francisco 49ers versus the Seahawks. I think they put an ass whooping if Chris Alfarito.
I'm gonna murk Revis.
destroys Revis. I don't think that they have an answer. I don't think they have an answer for this offense. It all depends on how good Alfarito is. If Alfarito's getting better, I think this game is handedly decided. I think you run this game 100 times, and San Francisco wins 86% of the time, according to my analysis. You look at the stats, and all the advanced metrics point to San Francisco being a better. You look at San Francisco against the Seahawks. Points for the Seahawks 6, points for 49ers 8, Points against, 9. Points against for the 49ers, 4. You see these common consistencies. I just think that, 49ers are going to really touchdown to catch percentage, 35% for the 49ers. That's one of the best in the league. I think they're going to consistently make some plays happen.
I agree. I give this game to the Niners, but I don't see. I think what you call it 4-2.
Yeah, bro, it's gonna be 4-2.
I say 4-3, and I think the biggest impact is Brett, dude. All
Brett's
right.
good.
Good player, man.
Brett is good. So they got their offense is it's Brett, Tony, Marcos,
And
and
Reeves.
Revis. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's
I'll
not
cover
bad.
Brett. I'll cover Brett, and then I'll put Julian on Marcos, and then I'll have Alfredito cover who's there? Tony.
Yeah.
And then rush Manny. Yes.
Okay.
All right, yeah, and it works.
Yeah.
Time will tell, but I think it's going to be a 4-2 win convincingly. 40. Game 4, something very similar. Speaking about that, it's the Dolphins, the new look Dolphins versus Marshall's team, the Panthers. This is the first game of the second games set, and honestly, I like my chances here as well. I think that this game, I think this game.
I want to say something real quick about that.
Right ahead.
That I think you guys could win this game easily, but I think you guys might have a problem handling the Marshall's athleticism.
I've never had a problem.
You guys don't have one person that could stick with him like in a foot race.
So yeah. So this.
That's the only thing. I feel like if you could contain Marshall and you force Matt to eat underneath, but if Marshall bombs you guys twice, I think you guys are cooked.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think the key to this game is how you rush Matt.
And that's the beauty. I'm putting Timmy to rush Matt.
Okay.
And then you're gonna cover.
I'm gonna
So
cover.
you know what?
Jeremy.
Remember,
So you know what?
Marshall's gonna. I have to do my best to contain him for the first 4 seconds. That's my goal.
So I'm gonna put this game on Timmy. Whether the Dolphins win or lose this game, it's on Timmy. If Timmy can
Kevin's
get
gonna
Matt,
feed Timmy all season.
if Timmy can rush Matt well, then you guys got this game. But if Timmy misses a flag, if Matt gets outside the pocket, are you taking a shit? That's hilarious.
Nope.
You sit down when you pee.
Just keep going, guys.
Oh, there he goes.
If Timmy misses a flag or Timmy has a bad rush, I think Matt will pick you guys apart, man.
And
I also
I'm hoping for Timmy to play his Top Gun level rushing skills.
I also think they're gonna come.
I don't think they're gonna stop you. Really, I don't think so. If you play to your best of your abilities, I feel like you could drive down the field on them as long as you pick on, Mark. I feel like Marshall's not the brightest. He still has to be groomed. He's still raw and everything like that. So I feel like you could exploit them and get them out of the play and make your pretty well-rounded team eat.
I agree.
I think
Go ahead, Chris.
the Panthers, like I said in my analysis, those dudes are gonna play like bats out of hell, bro.
Dogs. They're like dogs. They're the type of players.
Yep, they're underdogs. They've been counted as the worst team. So every week they go out there with something to prove, and they almost caught the Chiefs slipping. So don't sleep on them, Kevin, because they're gonna come to play, man.
Oh, and I'm ready for it. I think they're gonna really provide some competition. Every team in here, minus the Steelers, I honestly think are very effective teams. So other than them, I think they're going to provide a lot of competition. On to Game 5. Game 5, speaking of the Steelers, it's the Steelers versus the Washington football team. I want to hear your thoughts first, guys.
It's a real gut check game, bro, because Drew needs to win this, and I feel like it's a good first game for Drew back, playing one of the worst teams. I feel like they match up good against CC's team, and let's see how CC does with with JD at quarterback. I mean, Drew's a great defender. I mean, I feel like if he neutralizes CC, then Washington can win this game easily. But if not, I feel like it's a bit of a shootout, and I got Washington winning 4-3.
How about you?
So I'm not sure how much they've been playing, and I know they were supposed to scrimmage today, but I give this 4-3 Steelers. JD's gonna come out slinging. I feel like he's gonna try to prove a point. Hopefully, CC can come up with something to do with Ferra. I just feel like since they've played week 1, Drew's team.
Ferra's not here week 2. Just letting you guys know.
Oh, he gets to recover.
Oh, okay. So it's just CC, JD, Champ,
And Kira.
and yeah.
Oh, they're done. They're done.
Actually,
That works better for them.
Yeah. I give that. Okay, I give that to Steelers 4-3. Yeah, I stand by with what I said.
You said Steelers?
Yeah, 4-3 Steelers, man.
Both teams are playing Iron Man. I say 4-3 Steelers as well.
Yeah.
Also, what's Washington's team?
It's Drew, Chris J, Renee, Jesus.
Oh, I think Washington still wins.
Oh, by the way, guys.
You should write all these picks down to see who's more right.
I have it all written down.
Okay. All right, let's continue.
Another thing I wanted to mention.
My bad. Side note. How many games are there? Because there's a shitload of games, right?
Yeah, there's quite a few games. We're already 33% done.
Okay. So.
All right, let's hit it. Next one.
All right, hold on. Let me touch the toilet, so I'm going to mute it.
What a fucking vagina, bro. I don't give a shit. I shit with the door open, nigga.
I'm a man of chivalry. I don't need that.
I don't care about the pushing, but your face turns red.
All right, look, hey guys, I'll tell you right now. Another little rumor I heard. It may be true, it may be not. We'll find out come Saturday. But Brett may be missing. Brett may be missing week 2. So if Brett's missing week 2.
This guy's Adam Schefter.
49ers 4-1.
No, if Brett's missing week 2, I have Seahawks going 0-3 throughout the board. There's nothing they can do, barring a miracle, where Revis picks up his team and takes them to 1 win. I don't see it. Not with Tony, not with CP, not with Marcos. I don't see that team winning 1 game if Brett's not there. That being said, the following game is Green Bay Packers, San Francisco. Good game. Real good game. I got to see the size of Chris Alfarito's cast. Depending on how his cast is.
It's a finger cast, bro. It's just the finger.
Okay, so all right, if it's not a full blown hard cast, I like my chances with San Francisco, but I gotta give it to Green Bay, man. I think Green Bay wins it. I think defensively, the San Francisco 49ers don't have what it takes. They pick on Urbane, they pick on Manny, and I think a quarterback like Nico is gonna be able to do that. And it's not a slap at San Francisco. I think these are 2 of the top 4 best teams in this league. And I think that Green Bay is going to pick apart that mismatch of Urbane. Your thoughts, guys?
Kind of stuck in the middle. I felt like Nico's schedule week 1 was a little bit easy. Plus, he had the forfeit that inflated his stats. I think this game's going to be tough for him. I think Jordan and his defense is going to be pretty stout. And his, defensive style of football is going to come up big. He's going to get some stops. And if Alfarito can give you something on offense, or Bain gets back to throwing, or Bain kind of throws, I think you guys have it. I think you guys shock a lot of people and dominate this game.
All right, next game, because I'm running out of battery. You got Kansas City Chiefs versus Cowboys. Another game of the week. I like this game. I think it's
I like this one too.
Now
I feel like this is a proven game for Chris.
I think it's
one of the best best quarterback matchups.
I think it's a game of life or death. Enzo is going to cover people for 7, 8, 9. He might need a hospital visit after this game. Chasing people 9.
Enzo's gonna be good by the playoffs, bro.
Good by the playoffs. I don't think he's going to be good by this game. I have Kansas City winning 4-2-2.
Nice.
I can back that.
I don't think
I can back that.
have the defensive weapons to hold down the fort with whoever's rushing. I don't care if it's Enzo rushing, G rushing, Andy rushing. None of them are stopping him. And if Jones rushing, that's even worse for them. So I think Kansas City wins it handedly, 4-2. I still think Jones not done. I think he's gonna make some trades to make his team better. But right now, it ain't it, Chief. Now onward. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to push through these as fast as possible. I have 10% battery.
All right, let's go. Next.
Broncos and Seahawks. Broncos and Seahawks. Like I said,
I got Broncos.
I got the
Revis-
Broncos too.
If Brett doesn't make it, easy. Broncos 4-1.
Broncos.
And because I feel like even if Brett is missing, that makes it even worse if Revis throws.
I still feel
Because you can't be throwing to Tony Marcos and who's their last person? It'd be Tony Marcos and Tony Marcos, Revis, and who's their last person?
CP.
CP. I mean,
And like I said,
Revis.
I think it's a game where the Broncos win. I think it's even more of a game of the Broncos winning if Brett's not there. So I have the Broncos winning 4-2-3 against the Seahawks. I'm really high on the Broncos. I think they underperformed last week, but I think they're going to do a lot better this week.
Yeah.
I don't think Ham and David are gonna mesh as well as everybody thinks.
I see him being passed around like a Taiwanese prostitute within the next couple weeks.
Honestly, I think that team will gel, bro. I think with Ant, Ham, David, I think it will. They're pretty short, small, elusive guys. They'll play some kind of small ball. Catch a lot of teams sleeping because Ham as well as Ant can run the deep route. Who's his other player?
It's Fernie, and it is.
The team could be loaded.
Yeah, man. I think they all their players have similar skill sets. So, with David's mobility, he can have anyone, post across field or take off deep. They all can run the place he likes. I think he can gain some time, buy some time with his feet, and make some plays. So I think with or without Brett, the Broncos take this.
And it's also who takes care of the ball more. Because David in my game threw 2 passes that he should have ate, and they both were intercepted.
Yeah, but there are 2 passes.
And I know
that.
No, yes, Kevin, but that's at the end of the day, a drop pass is a drop pass. Nobody remembers a drop pass.
You're right.
Know?
You're right.
But I have a pick. He could have dropped the pick, right? Nobody's gonna remember the drop pick, but I got 2 picks. Yeah. And I told him at the end of the game when he was playing the other one, I'm like, you should have ate a couple of them. And it was, Revis threw 4 picks?
Something like
that. That's another thing. You gotta be very
careful
safe with the ball in this league. Turnovers kill you in this league.
A lot of teams are very rusty.
Next, we got the Dolphins and the Steelers. This is easy.
Dolphins 4-2.
Yeah, Dolphins.
And Kevin gets his team going in this game. In a cupcake matchup, Kevin really gets to work on his offense, and gets things rolling and beats CC 4-2 with CC screaming on the side of the field.
I think
leading to CC being traded by himself.
CC's second game, he'll have a better feel of how it is to work with JD and stuff like that. I think they'll score some points, but I got Dolphins the whole way. CC's going to really have to make some serious changes, upgrades to that team. It's just rough for the Steelers.
Yeah, it's not a good day to be a Steelers fan, that's for sure.
Next game
is San Francisco versus Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, Kevin, I'm going to sit out. I'm going to have me and Chris sit out in this one.
You guys got to sit. I got this one, guys. I got this one. Look, at the end of the day, it's all dependent on offensive performance. Do I find that anybody
Yes, sir.
that can rush Chris effectively? It's all dependent on Chris Alfarito. If Chris Alpha can rush KC effectively, I think San Francisco wins. But that's a huge if. That's a huge if. Because Jordan, although he's a great defender, no defender, no matter how good you are, can cover for 7 seconds, can cover for 8 seconds. It's a very difficult thing to do, and it's a very tough task, especially against these wide receivers like JR and Bender. Now, on the other end of the field, with Orbain throwing, I like their matchup. You know, Orbain's not going to move out of the pocket, so having Manu or Adrian rushing, that's fine. You have Chris D locking up Jordan, and I'm not saying that it's going to be a full lockup because I think you both will compete against each other. But Chris Alfarito being locked up against JR and then Bender on Julian, we got to find a mismatch, and I think that mismatch is Julian. I think Julian on offense is gonna be picked on by is gonna be picking on Bender, and I think on the opposite side, I think that Chris D is gonna be picking on whoever's rushing him and focusing on that Orbain matchup, whoever that Orbain matchup is. If it's against Manu, that's a good game. At the end of the day, I think this is a defensive battle, and I think it's 3-2. Kansas City Chiefs.
Let's go.
Yeah, I respect it. I respect it.
I think it's a defensive battle. Honestly, I think the biggest issue in this game, and it's going to be the biggest issue with San Francisco going forward, is trying to mask Orbain's inability to cover. And it's not an insult to him. I think he's a great quarterback. He's a very dear
Oh, yeah.
friend, but that guy cannot cover, and it's not his fault. It's his God-given disability. He's just
Edit
not
that
a
out.
defensive player. And at the end of
No,
the day,
no, no. But that's fine. That's why we lost to you guys. You guys picked on him. But
exactly.
now if I have a whole team, if I have a whole team, I
It
have
changes
different
the game having
rotations and stuff
Alvarito
like that.
for sure. It changes the game
Yeah.
100% having Alpha.
Because honestly, I'm thinking about like rushing Alfarito and then have Orbain cover for less time. Because if I rush Orbain, he's gonna be 10 seconds of covering.
No,
I rush Alfarito.
there's no way
I
you can.
rush Alfarito. He's a
There's
pain
no
in the
way
ass. He's quick, you know.
Yeah, Orbain rushing is not the move. It's not the move.
Yeah.
No, at all.
All right. Next game, we got Cowboys Seahawks. I think it's a blowout.
Yeah,
Oh.
blowout 4-1 Joan.
Yeah, and if Brett doesn't show,
Next. Yeah, next.
if
I think
Brett
it's
doesn't,
I think it's.
Reva's getting no love this week.
Cowboys?
Reva's getting no love this week.
I
I'm
think.
calling for the backup quarterback. Put in Tony.
Look, and
Put in Tony.
I think Revis is a great player. Revis not
Oh,
being.
so do I.
Look,
I
Revis.
don't think his team is
captain
built
in
great
the
for him, though.
fantasy- I think Revis not being a captain in the fantasy draft is a travesty. I think he's a great player. I think he's a really, really formidable player. The thing is, he doesn't know his role. And that's the problem that a lot of people have. They're very proud, and he thinks he can play quarterback. And I hope Revis doesn't watch this a 2-hour video and he listens. He's a great receiver. He's a pretty decent corner especially for Dundee. I think he has no business at quarterback. He has very terrible plays. He's very inaccurate, throwing 51% for the season. I think he has to finally make a transition to something better. And week 2, it's going to hit him hard. And we'll see. Only time will tell.
all right. Next pick, next game we got.
Washington football team. I think Washington
Versus who? Versus who?
Washington football team.
Versus the Panthers.
Oh, I got the Panthers.
I don't know, man. This is gonna be a tough one. I don't even want to call this game. I think I think I want to withdraw from this game. It's gonna be such a difficult call.
No. There's no withdrawing because we can.
I ain't withdrawing. I have my choice. But
Oh, so you just writing your own story?
it's just really tough. I'm building momentum for my choice. It's just real tough. You know, you have Drew and you have Marshall, and they're both good players. The thing is, everyone below them, I know you guys are really high on Matt. Everyone below them is just a big step below. And I think that the reason why the Panthers are going to win this game is simply because they're faster with Matt. And this is the one team I think that the Panthers are faster than. because 3 through 5, think about it. Marin, Andres, and Kenny. I think that's a faster team than Pepito, Rene, and Jesus. And that's not something that you can say about every team.
Hey, Jesus could scoot. I think Jesus is faster.
Yeah,
Jesus is faster than Andres
Jesus
for
can
sure.
scoop a bowl of ice cream. He ain't scooping no speed.
Nah, he could scoot. He could scoot though.
Oh,
He's faster than Andres.
Nah.
no.
Hey,
You don't think so?
Nah,
No.
man. Andres is deceptively quick, dude.
Yep. Andres is deceptively quick. The commission is actually a really good player. I like him a lot. I think he's a great player.
Yeah, I think Panthers dominate this game.
I think Panthers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think Panthers
But I
win.
still think Jesus is pretty fast.
I think Panthers win this 3-2.
All right, next game.
More games. We got Steelers, Panthers. Speaking of the devil, we got Steelers.
Panthers again. I think the Steelers go 0-3 this week.
I do too, and we finally realized,
I say 4-3. I say CC has a decent game in this game, but he goes 0-3 and then trades himself next week.
that's facts. I think.
If he trades himself, I told him I'm fighting him on site next time I see him.
No, I don't think he trades himself, but I think he does pull like a big deal where he lugs like JD again, with Champ for like a lower tier quarterback, maybe like I don't know. I'm thinking of who knows, like an Alec or something along those lines for NFL.
And Gerson.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be I think so. I could see that like an Alec and a G, and Jones gonna be playing that little finger game where he starts acquiring assets, and then week 5 he ends up with CC Drew and Chris Dominguez. So I
And Manu.
don't think they stay with the same team. I think Gabriel Champ ends up being a Cowboy by the end of week 2. But at the end of the day, I think this game ends in a 3-2 win by the Panthers.
All right,
Yeah, I got
then we
Panthers. 4-3.
Dolphins and the football team.
I think the Dolphins, this would be the third game of the day. I think Washington's going to be pretty tired, 4 people deep.
Yep.
And I feel like Kevin's rolling this week, man. I feel like Kevin gets it going.
Yeah,
And I got the
I'm confident. I think Drew's a phenomenal player. I wouldn't have picked him up for my Turkey Bowl team if I didn't think he was great. I just don't think that he has the speed.
playing Top Gun, right?
Yeah. No, we're playing Rec.
Just throw, man.
I am throwing.
Fuck it. It's Turkey Bowl.
I think that we're gonna do great, and
That's the logo.
I think this game is another one that we soundly win. 4-2 Dolphins.
Yeah, I'll say 4-2.
Last but not least is another game of the week for me. I'm high on both of these teams. I've said it 1,000 times. I think the 4 best teams, in my opinion, are the Kansas City Chiefs, the 49ers, the Green Bay Packers, and the Broncos. And now it's the Green Bay Packers versus the Denver Broncos. And I think that this one is a battle of the better quarterback. Battle of the better quarterback is the Green Bay Packers. I go with – whenever it's 2 quarterbacks, I go with the better one, and I go Nico. And I think Nico is just a better quarterback than David, and he's going to pick apart that defense. I don't think Anthony can cover effectively when it's in.
Who's rushing David?
Who knows? Emerson, Charlie, that's rough.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Ernie,
I got David in an upset.
Let's say Ernie decides to rush, then you have Emerson covering Fernie or Ant or Ham. I don't like.
It's not gonna work.
I don't like it.
The Broncos are fast.
Yeah, I got Broncos winning this 4-3, dude.
Yeah, so do I.
You have Broncos winning 4-3?
Yep.
No, I disagree. I think it's Green Bay winning 4-3.
Dude, I think
Let's see, bro. I feel like it could go either way, man. Because I feel like you're saying, if you rush Ernie to keep up with David, now, I mean, David's still good enough to make Ernie miss.
Yeah.
And he'll get people open because you just run by Emerson. It's just a matter of time.
I think Ham and David are gonna do good. I think they're just gonna mesh, and I think they'll catch the groove by game 2, game 3. I think they pull the upset.
We'll see. Time will tell. But yep, that's the end of the pick'ems, and it's gonna be interesting to see how the pick'ems go this week. But it's gonna be a great weekend, man. I'm excited. I think the weather's gonna pick up. Oh, another tidbit I forgot to mention, guys. Ray still hasn't been tested negative for COVID-19, so I may not have him for Saturday. We find out tomorrow. We find out.
Hey.
Nice.
We find out tomorrow because he has a rapid COVID-19 test tomorrow. We find out if he is still positive. So
And if now you're running 4-man.
COVID-19
works better for
protocol,
you.
then we're good to go.
Great. All right. So,
And we should play at the same park.
who do you say
I like that part.
week
That park was a lot better than the last park. Chuck
Week 2
Palillo,
predictions?
whatever it's called.
Week 2 predictions. Start of the week.
I go.
What was it this past week? Nico, right?
Yeah.
And the dud of the week was Kevin, right?
I wasn't.
Okay.
Whatever. Fuck it.
So start of the week, I'm gonna go.
Chris.
I'm gonna go David.
Chris. I'm not trying to hype him up, but I think Chris is gonna play another effective week. I also think that Julian has another successful week. I think he's a dark horse for that as well. And you know what? I'm hoping JD proves me wrong and can pick it back up. I'm hoping. I don't see it happening, but I hope that he can possibly get a player of the week as well. I don't want to just pick captains as players of the week, But JD, JD a dark horse, if he could finally get out of the hole, 2-1 maybe, or 1-1-1, I think he can get it.
Who?
JD.
Who goes dud of the week?
I think dud of the week.
JD.
Okay.
JD.
JD. Darcy said JD.
Man.
Yeah, bro. They're playing 4-man, dog.
Yeah, they're
So,
playing 4-man.
A lot of people look just on stats of dud of the week, bro. But if you get burned for touchdowns and shit like that, that should account for,
I think that the worst captain JD could have been paired with is CC, because I don't think CC.
No, I think it was you.
Listen, I don't think CC can command the huddle enough to be like, no, shut up. Let me run my offense that I know. I think he's going to let.
I've never seen CC yell before, and he was pretty mad on Saturday.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was the fire. I love screaming.
Duds of the week. I got Revis.
I got JD.
I got Drew.
Revis and JD.
Revis and
Yeah,
JD.
I got JD, and I'll throw Revis in there.
I think a couple of other dark horses for dud of the week would be Drew. I could see him struggling. I could see Renee struggling as well. And
you know who I could see? I could see. Nah, I'm not gonna do it to him.
Go.
I was gonna say, if Ernie,
Oh,
because Ernie's gonna have to. I'm gonna man up on Ernie, bro. I'm gonna give Ernie the sauce, and then they play Chris too.
yeah, that's gonna be.
Let's be serious. Let's really think about the corner. Ernie's the number 1 receiver, So
There it goes.
I'm not gonna say dud of the week like as in he sucks, but he may not get all the targets or what, he had 9 catches last week.
Yeah, he had a decent amount of catches.
Let's see. Ernie's gonna have to play hard.
Man, this was awesome. 2.5 hours long, but still awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we make
Hey, look. So you should cut the pick 'em off first. I feel like that'd be the quickest thing to edit because I feel like that was like 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And we could send the.
Yeah, realistically, I think I might just do the intro, us, what we like about Done Deal, and go straight into the pick'em, just so that it's not long. The draft analysis, I think we may have just gone too deep each player, so that took up shit ton of time.
I could separate them both and do 2 segments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Awesome, guys. All right, take care. I'm about to go play Call of Duty since Cassie's asleep.
Bye.